Hi guys, I am here in the lovely city of Washington, D.C., and I am loving every single second of it. I have been going. For those of you that have been following me, I just had the Humans to Mars Summit. I'm going to the Citizens for Space Exploration Conference, and this is my down day. This is my one down day, so I'm using it to do something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is to make a more serious video about the STEM shooting. So that happened about 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of past its media phase, but I still want to talk about it. And I think a lot of people are kind of surprised that I haven't already, but it's been a lot of me digesting what happened, so, and knowing and figuring out what I want to do about it. So this one struck a chord with me. This shooting really, like I said, heartbreaking to me, and that's for 4 reasons. The first reason is it happened on May 7th of 2019, and May 7th is my birthday. And not making this about me, but when something happens on your birthday, it, for some reason in this society, it's a resonating thing, and that's, you know, random stuff like I share a birthday with Abraham Lincoln, or, you know, oh, we had victory in Japan Day, or, you know, this is the beginning of the Civil War, or something. I don't know, like, when there's something that happens on your birthday and it has no connection to you whatsoever, it's still something that you're like, oh, this happened on my birthday, you know? So when something negative happens on your birthday, it works the same way. And it's no reflection on me or anyone else with my birthday. This is not a reflection on us, but it is something that, it's a connection, and it's just the world we live in, is it's a connection to my birthday, and that's something every year I'm gonna look back, and even if it's for 5 minutes on my big celebration or whatever, it's gonna be a Kendrick moment, that he and others made great sacrifices on that day, and that's something I'm gonna have to think about every day for the rest of my life, and I hope everyone else does too. But yeah, so that's kind of a connection. The second one is that it happened in Colorado, in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, and that is my hometown. Like, born there, raised there, that is where I live, that is my home. And having this happen in your hometown, it is a wild cliche, which I never understood until it really happened. But when it happens in your hometown, it hits a different chord. It really, really, truly does. And yeah, so basically, I worked in 3 places in Highlands Ranch, and one was down the street from the school, one was turning up the street from the school, and one was about a mile away. And so I worked, this school was kind of the center of all those workplaces, and I live nearby, and a lot of the kids I used to babysit and watch grow up were high school students in this shooting. They knew both the shooter and the victim and all the victims. Some of them were there at the school, and so having that is just heartbreaking. Is the most heartbreaking thing to have, because I remember playing tag with them, and I remember 4th of July having them go from watching the fireworks to helping light the fireworks to having their own firework display, and if you ask me, that should have been their biggest concern in life, and now it's not. So watching this happen to people I know, it gets me a little teary-eyed. Yeah, it's not something you want to ever have to watch. So that's reason number 2, and reason number 3 is it happened at a STEM school. I did not go to a STEM high school, but I did go to a STEM college. I am an engineer. I am an aerospace enthusiast, I guess I would say. And so having this happen at a STEM school, where, like I said, I went to a STEM school, I think I told my mom, I am so heartbroken that this happened, but I'm not surprised. And that leads me into my 4th point, that STEM has, with mental illness in STEM has mental illness issues with it, and coming from that background of, I went to a STEM school for 4 years, I have seen these issues pop up in tons of people that I truly care about, and we need to have a discussion about depression, anxiety, imposter syndrome, and just those feelings that come from being in STEM. And I think a huge part of it is how competitive it is. You have to feel like you're the best, you're the smartest. If you don't, you're never gonna make anything of yourself. And disclaimer, that's not true. That's not true, even in the slightest. So that's one thing we really need to work on in that area. And then the other being that emotions are bad. It really was in the last, I would say, 2 years of my life that I found that out. So those of you that knew me in high school and college, I will admit it, I'm a very emotional person. I live on emotions, and that's kind of weird for an engineer. I spent a lot of my time growing up feeling kind of misunderstood, and and like I couldn't have emotions, and that I would feel these things, but if I let them show, that there was this huge internal conflict within me. And like I said, in the last year of my college experience and then my first year of like the career out in the real world thing is when I kind of realized that no, that emotions are there for a reason and we need to kind of embrace them. And so what I want to do is start helping that mental illness and saying, yes, you should be feeling things. And if they're crappy, that's okay. If it's depression and anxiety, that's fine. Feel those things, figure out what your body's trying to tell you, and work from there. And that's because I'm trying to I've got this kind of back in my head idea that there's this thing called engineering emotions. And if you treat your emotions like they're a science, ask why, ask how, all those kind of questions that we're taught to ask in engineering, I believe that we can start understanding and unraveling the true issues with STEM in mental illness. And that's kind of one thing I hope to do. And so that being said, that is why I'm so connected to this horrible, horrible event. It's my birthday, my hometown, my career industry, and with an issue, mental illness in STEM, that I've been dealing with for my entire life. So this one really hit me hard. And that being said, I don't know what to do. I spent 2 weeks kind of going back and forth in my head about what to do and how to make this, try to have a positive outcome from all this. And now I'm turning to you guys. This is my call to action. I don't know what to do. I'm heartbroken. I'm feeling like I need to do something, and I need your help to do that. And I don't know if that's going out and talking to people. I don't know if that's having a fundraiser to raise money for the STEM school, or having a talk there, or, like I said, I don't know. And I've been watching the community really come together. I've seen parents writing blog posts and kids doing videos, and I'm sure you've seen all the interviews on different news channels from the kids that had to experience this. It's dying down right now, but it's still an issue. I know these people are still greatly affected by what's going on. And this is me asking you, if you were affected in this, please let me know what I can do to help. Let's come together with a plan of what we're gonna do, just to have something to focus on instead of the horrible things that happened. We're gonna turn them into something as positive as it can be, because this is not what I want STEM to be. So please help me with that. If you know someone that was affected, if you know someone at the school that, if they're asking for help on anything, please let me know what I can do. Time, money, resources, whatever you need. Please contact me. My name is Bailey Burns, and you can find me at www.aspacestory.com. That's probably the best way to get in touch with me. And just let me know what you need, and I will do my best to help you. The last thing I want to say, and this is more directly to everyone affected by this, one of the terms that really got me through a lot of hard times is, it's an engineering term, it's a science term, it's delta T. And delta T is change in time. And that is very, very important when you're doing velocity and acceleration and steady state and all these kind of complex engineering kind of ideas. Change in time is that time is going, it's changing. And I think when you tie that back to our real world, is that time, it's delta T. Time is still going on, and some days you're gonna feel really, really crappy about what happened, and some days it's gonna start feeling like normal. And all I have to say is, don't get down on yourself when it feels bad. Don't get down on yourself when you think you're feeling normal. Don't worry about it. Don't feel what you need to feel, and trust that change with time is gonna get everything to an equilibrium again, and it will get better. Just let it run its course. And with that, delta T is kind of how I lived my life. So change with time. Yeah, so that's everything I have to say about this. It's been a very emotional issue for me, and if you know anything I can do to help you or someone you know, please reach out to me. I want to do this. So thanks for everyone for all the support, and hopefully we can combat this together.